Hey guys, Jared here again, and today I'm going to be showing off my DVD and Blu-ray collection for this year. So yeah, and I'll also be showing some VHSs, much like last year. I mean, I said this. I have tons of other VHS tapes, but I'm not going to show them as much because I'm more interested in DVDs and Blu-rays. But I will show the odd VHS tapes that I think are interesting and worth showing. So yeah, I will be showing some, but not all the ones I own. But yeah, and I will say, much like last year, I said this. I don't have the best way of organizing them. I wish I had like better and more um, like storage units for them. But yeah, but I'm very happy with my collection, and I'll show it now. So yeah. So here I have Dad's Army. This has the series as well as the 1971 movie that they did, with the cast from the TV show, not the more recent movie that they did a few years ago. Yeah, I do have the Dark Knight films. I do really like those. Fast and Furious. I am kind of a fan of this series, but I think at this point it kind of needs to end. I've seen James Bond. You can see the films as in this set. Yeah. And then is the first three Daniel Craig Bond films. I do like James Bond. And then speaking of that, I do have Johnny English, which is a good sort of parody of James Bond. I have like Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings, Smoking the Bandit, and then Stanley Kubrick collection. I love him as a director. I'd say 2001: A Space Odyssey is my favorite film of his. Yeah, I love his films and Vacation collection. Love these movies. Hilarious. My favorite might have to be the Christmas one. Then the X-Men collection of Transformers. Then I've been watching this quite recently. Flight of the Conchords, very good series. Flight of the Conchords are a musical duo as well. Their music is very funny as well, and I like this series too. And you know, Porridge is a classic series, and then I do have this Laurel and Hardy collection with three films. In three films, it has the first two, Flying Juices and Utopia or Atoll K. I do own other copies of them already. The main reason I bought this set was because of The Wizard of Oz, not the Judy Garland film, but it's not a Laurel and Hardy film. It's an earlier silent film by Larry Seaman. Yes, really, that's his name. And it has Oliver Hardy in it as the Tin Man. But not a Laurel and Hardy film. It doesn't have Stan Laurel in it, but yeah, that's a pretty interesting film to watch. Yeah. So there, of course, there's Bonnie Scotland, another Laurel and Hardy film. Stan was like a TV biopic about the horrible histories. Alice in Wonderland. There's some Futuramas. Then I do have some of these like discs that are just like in these sleeves. So these are like the promotional things where they have just one episode on it. That is whatever happened to the Likely Lads. It's just one episode of it on there, and then there's one episode on here of Sorry with Ronnie Corbett, and then this is one of the Carry On Christmas specials. This is the one from 1972. So yeah, and this was like a school project thing that I did. And then this was a DVD because I bought one that had the wrong disc in it. It had this one in it randomly, and then I got the real disc for the movie I wanted sent to me. So then I took this disc out of that case and I put it in this sleeve. So yeah, and I do have up here the Ricky Gervais show. This is very funny, like an animated version of his podcast, basically. And Steve Irwin's cool as well. I like him. That's good. And this is a great sitcom here, Rising Damp. Love this show. Very, very funny. I haven't watched that yet. Andy Capp. They do have the Only Fools and Horses Christmas specials. And I'm looking forward to. I'm interested in Nicholas Lyndhurst being in the new Frasier reboot. I think it'll be very interesting to see him in that. I do have the Faulty Towers, the original. I'm not really looking forward to the reboot that they're doing, but the original was a classic series. I do have more faith in the Frasier reboot they're doing than the Fawlty Towers reboot. And I do have Norman Wisdom. I do really like his films. He's very funny. And I do have Idiot Abroad. That's a funny series. Ricky Gervais. And this is another one with Ricky Gervais, The British Office. And that's some mothers do have them, that one. Then down here I have some Simpsons DVDs, and then some SpongeBob's, and some Mr. Beans. Then I do have a Tom and Jerry collection of the original cartoons, volumes 1 to 6. So that's really nice. Up here I do have the first Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. I have Series 2 of Sherlock. And Open All Hours, good series with Ronnie Barker, and of course he's known for working with Ronnie Corbett in The Two Ronnies. The next I do have a Ronnie Corbett series called Sorry, is series 1 and 2. This was a good show as well. And some SpongeBob's, especially like this one with Patrick, my favourite character. Some episodes that are, revolved around him. And there's some Rowan Atkinson stuff. I have The May Gray, not a comedy, it's a drama series, but he's actually very good at being a dramatic actor in this show. And it's a Thin Blue Line comedy, and then Mr. Bean cartoons. Then some Simpsons as well, and Ripping Yarns. Haven't seen this yet, but it's probably good with Michael Palin and Terry Jones. I have The Avengers. It's nothing to do with Marvel. This is the British TV show, The Avengers, and yeah, I do really love that series. And then this series I do love as well, The League of Gentlemen. This is hilarious. That was season 1, and then series 2, then the Christmas special, and then series 3. And I have seen the specials that they did a few years ago of that, but I don't own them yet. But they were pretty good specials they did. Here I have the best of Morecambe and Wise. They're a great comedy double act, and some other stuff of theirs. And here I do have one of their films, Night Train to Murder. Then this is the Christmas specials. And behind this is the Dad's Army one, the Christmas specials. Then here's Star Wars. There's The Worst Week of My Life series 1 and 2, and there's a Christmas special, The Worst Christmas of My Life. And then there's more Morecambe and Wise. It's the surviving footage of first series and the complete second series, but I think since they released that DVD, they have discovered more stuff from the first series, so that's cool. The Best of the Two Ronnies, another great British comedy double act or duo from the 70s, and it's similar style DVD to the Best of Morecambe and Wise one. But yeah, and here I have some Rowan Atkinson stuff. Here's some of his live sketches. It's not like stand up, it's more like he does live sketches in front of an audience, and they're pretty funny. And speaking of sketches, this is a great sketch show he was in, not the 9 o'clock news that's in there. This was a great sketch series, and that's volume 2. And then Blackadder is great, Mr. Bean as well. Then good ones, The Young Ones, with this starting the Rick Mail stuff, the series 1 and series 2. And that's sort of in the style of these ones. The New Statesman was great, and then Bottom Mindless Violence, a compilation thing. And I do have the full series of Bottom Someone Else, and 2 of the live shows, 2001 and the 2003 one. Then here are some the HMV Premium Blu-rays. They're exclusive to the HMV shop in the UK, and what I really like about these is that the cover art is the original poster, for it, not a photoshopped image of the actors like what they do with a lot of other releases of old films. This one, Logan's Run, I was watching this recently. I've watched it before. Love this movie. This is a great movie. So here I do have airplane films, and then the Police Squad TV series, which was then made into the Naked Gun film trilogy, which is a great films, and the series is great as well. I do have the South Park movie, and I have series 3 of the two Ronnies, and the two Ronnies Christmas specials, which I love the two Ronnies. I love that stuff. And then I do have, in a similar DVD case, another BBC Christmas specials. It's the Steptoe and Son Christmas specials. And then I do have the two Steptoe and Son movies, which I do really enjoy as well. Yeah, I do have some Marx Brothers stuff, big box set, and then 2 films here. Yeah, so they're all actually Marx Brothers films, apart from Girl in Every Port. That's just a Groucho Marx film. But yeah. Then I do have the first 3 seasons of The Simpsons, and then the movie. And I have seasons 1 and 3 of Family Guy. Love those cartoons. And then here's a VHS, Harry Enfield and Chums. Now, I really wish I had this on DVD, because this is a great series. But you can't really get it, unfortunately. I first watched it originally when it was on Netflix, and now on Netflix they do have the earlier version, which is Harry Enfield's television program. But this was my favourite series that Harry Enfield did. This is a fantastic series. I love it. I wish it was more available on DVD. Then there's some other Harry Enfield shows, and there's his movie, Kevin and Perry Go Large, which these are characters originally from the Harry Enfield and Chums series. So since they have this movie on DVD, I wish they would release the show more on DVD. But yeah. Down here I do have these collections. Here's the George Formby collection with some of his films. And yeah, and then in the similar style to this, I do have Peter Sellers collection, which is some of his earlier work, and also the very best of Peter Sellers, which is like a compilation of bits from him. Yeah, great comedic talent. And I do have this box set, and you can see there's some of his other films on here. And then, of course, it has the first Pink Panther on here. Then I do have the collection of the films that he was in, and then also the Return of the Pink Panther, as that's not included in this set. I do have Scrubs Series 1. No, it's actually the 5th series, or season, really. I do have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Season 2. I do have Bad Boys 2. Then here I do have this comedy collection, comedy double act collection, where it has 3 films there that are associated with Laurel and Hardy, 3 films there to do with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, and then 3 films of Abbott and Costello. Then I do have this Laurel and Hardy 3-film collection of some of their films from 20th Century Fox, which, obviously they're not as good as their Hal Roach films, but this is still nice to have in the collection. I do have another Marx Brothers film, A Night at the Opera, which was kind of remade into the movie Brain Donors, which I do really like that film as well. And then Red Dwarf is a great series, and Doctor Who, and then I have Jacques Tati, massive Tati fan I am. Yeah, it's got this is all his feature films apart from Trafic for some reason. And then I do have this is a Korean copy of Monsieur Hulot's Holiday, which is already in that set, but this is a great movie. Then Trafic, his film, yeah. Then I do have the Monty Python Flying Circus series. Yeah, I do have the movies as well separately, but I kind of prefer the movies over the show, but the show does also still have. You have this big box set of most of Laurel and Hardy's feature films at Hal Roach. Well, not just feature films, but all their films at Hal Roach. The only ones it's missing are Bonnie Scotland, March of the Wooden Soldiers, which is my favourite, and The Devil's Brother, but I do have those separately. But yeah, this is a great set to have, and this is a great set, the Carry On collection. Yeah, I do really love these films. Then this is a great series, Bottom, absolutely hilarious. And then another hilarious series here, Friday Night Dinner, absolutely love this show. And then we have a brilliant kind of detective, documentary type series, The Footage Detectives, which is from my favourite TV channel, Talking Pictures TV, as it says there. And this volume 2 I actually bought at the last Talking Pictures TV live event which I went to, and I got to meet both of the footage detectives, which was really nice. And I've got another one coming up next month, which will be a week after my birthday, so I'm looking forward to that. I do have the Blues Brothers and Charlie Chaplin, some of his shorts, and I really like this release. I mean, this is a great movie, by the way. And yeah, it's a Blu-ray, but it's meant to be like a VHS type release. I really love these. I know they've done some others with some other films, but yeah, I really love this because I mean, I love this film, and this is a really cool release of it. So here I do have some Our Gang volumes. These are German DVDs, by the way, and you can tell. So this is volume 1, which is 1927 to 29, then 1935 to 38, then 19 yeah, no, actually yeah. Then it's this one, 1930 to 34, and then this one 1935 to 1938. So it's kind of misleading because like some of the kids who were on the front of these, they're not actually in the sets on these. They're not actually in the shorts that are on this specific set because these are the earlier shorts, and this has the later kids, and this has like later shorts, but it's like earlier kids. But these are still really nice sets to have, and yeah, they're really classic shorts. I do really love these shorts, and you know they're by Hal Roach, you know, of course, who also did the Laurel and Hardy films, so that's great. I'll show here I have some sets by Renowned Films. So this is, it says it's Alistair Sim Scrooge. It has two different versions of Scrooge on it. It has the Alistair Sim version, obviously here, and it has another disc. It has the 1935 Scrooge with Seymour Hicks in it, which as well, which is really nice. Yeah, it's released by Renowned Films and associated with Talking Pictures TV. And another Renowned Film release is this comedy collection, which the main reason I bought this was because it features the film Pick a Star, also known as Movie Struck, which has cameos by Laurel and Hardy in it. So that's the main reason I got it. And you know, I have seen that film before on Talking Pictures TV, and I've also seen it on Amazon Prime, but it's nice to get it on DVD. And I'll check out some of the other films on here as well. I do have the Rattles, All You Need Is Cash, a good parody of the Beatles, you know. And I do have the Carry On Volume 1, which is the earlier films, which were by Anglo Amalgamated, because this big box set I have here is more the later films that were by the Rank Organisation. So, yeah. So here I have some big box sets like Back to the Future. I love those films. I have a Buster Keaton one, which I'll show on the back. So the pictures of some other stuff you can get, because I think that's really cool, the sets that you can get there. Yeah, some comedy legends on there. And I do have Gremlins, good films. Yeah, there's the Monty Python films there. Pirates of the Caribbean, Police Academy. I do have another collection of George Formby films. Then Saturday Night Live. Yeah, good film. Top Secret, parody film. Man with Two Brains. Is Steve Martin, and this collection of like live action DreamWorks films. As a kind of a so bad it's good movie for me. Kind of a guilty pleasure movie. The Jerk, another good Steve Martin movie. And then two James Bond movies I have here. They're both great films. So yeah, Goldfinger is a really great film, and so is this one, The Spy Who Loved Me, which so of course this one features the actress Caroline Munro, who I've actually met, by the way. It was at the Talking Pictures TV live show, which I mentioned before. She's one of the main like hosts at these events, and yeah, I had a picture taken with her, and I did get her to sign this. This is a picture of her from this movie. That was really nice to get because I love this movie. This is great, and so is this one as well. So yeah. So I do have here an Adam Sandler collection with Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and Bulletproof. Some other there's some Three Stooges here. Love Three Stooges. Austin Powers, good. Borat is one of my absolute favorites. Love this movie. I do like Drop Dead Fred as well. Good one. Ghostbusters. Yeah. Guest House Parody. So this is a good. This is sort of the movie version of Bottom. It says there. This is a very funny movie. Um, then I do have an American DVD. This is Laurel and Hardy, The Devil's Brother, and Bonnie Scotland. This is great, and the special features on this are great. I especially recommend the documentary about like short subjects, which is on there. That is a great documentary. That's an American DVD, and so this is a German DVD of Laurel and Hardy with, even though that's from Bonnie Scotland, it's actually The Flying Juices, That's Okay, and March of the Wooden Soldiers, which is my favourite. And then I do have the Superstars of Our Gang, The Little Rascals, which these are great as well, also by Hal Roach, of course. And I do also have General Spanky, which is the only feature-length film that Our Gang made. It's not like the greatest film. I can understand people say it's boring, but it's very interesting, to see, since this is the only time that they did a feature film with Our Gang. And they've got like the mask and stuff. And I'll show. I have on this set. I did have March of the Wooden Soldiers, Laurel and Hardy. I'll just show this because this is my favorite feature film they've done. March of the Wooden Soldiers. I do have it on VHS. This is a great film. I love this, and I'll show here. They advertise other titles you can get. So yeah, that's really nice. Pink Floyd The Wall. This is one I really like. Great Pink Floyd movie, directed by Alan Parker, which I have some of his other films. Planes, Trains and Automobiles I do like. Problem Child, I do love the first one. I like the second one as well. I like the first two a lot. The third one is pretty trash, but it's mostly different actors in the third one. The first two I really do love. Rat Race, this is a great movie. I love this. And the Shrek movies as well are fantastic. I do have the Star Wars, which these are, and The Force Awakens. They have the like special edition versions on there, but they also have, as bonus features, they have the unaltered versions, which aren't in the best quality, but oh well, I do prefer the unaltered versions over the special editions. And I'll just show, I do actually have a VHS of the first one. This is from before they added in all the changes, so I think this is really nice to have. Here's the Superman films, which I do really love. And I do have Tommy Boy. This is another classic comedy. And I'll show you some Blu-rays here. Some of them don't go on there. I did recently get this one I picked up, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Really do enjoy this movie, really fun. Saw this in the cinema, had a great time with it. Just a really fun movie. Mystery Men, really good film, really fun film. And I do have the Sparks Brothers documentary by Edgar Wright. It's a great documentary about the music duo Sparks. I'd highly recommend this, even if you don't know anything about Sparks, the musical duo. This is a fantastic documentary. And I do have Monster Go Home, the original movie based on the series with the cast from the show. This came out like the year that the show ended. And then I do also have the original Monsters TV show, which I do really love that show. And then I do have the more modern Dad's Army movie, which they did a few years ago with newer actors playing the roles. So yeah. And here I do have an Abbott and Costello film, Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy, pretty funny. I do have the Alan Partridge movie, which I have the series separately, but yeah, this is a very good movie version of the series, very funny. I do have Angela's Ashes by Alan Parker, who did the Pink Floyd movie, which I showed earlier. I'll show another film I do have by him is Bugsy Malone. This is my favourite film that he's directed. Love this movie. It was his first film he directed as well. That's a great movie. Baby Driver is fantastic as well. It's one of my favourites. This is a movie made by YouTuber Ashens and the Quest for the Game Child. Now, there is a sequel to this. I have seen the sequel. I watched it on Amazon Prime and also on, I think, Plex TV. I know there is a Blu-ray for the second one. The second one's the Polybius Heist. I know there is a Blu-ray. I have seen it in other videos. I cannot find the Blu-ray for the second one, and I really want it. So I actually preferred the second one over this one. So I really do want to have the second one on Blu-ray. But I did still really, really enjoy this one, but I just think the second one's better. I do have Carry On Screaming, which Carry On film. This is a great film, one of the best in the Carry On series. Citizen Kane, often called the greatest movie ever. It is very good. Doctor Strangelove, fantastic movie. I do have this is. I know now they've released more of the Doctor Who classic series on Blu-ray, but this is the only one I had, one of Spearhead from Space, and I do have the two non-canon movies with Peter Cushing, which are pretty fun as well. Ghost of Mr. Chicken. This is a pretty fun movie, and I love this movie, Good Burger. They're coming out with a sequel. I hope that's good as well. Yeah, this is a Will Hay movie. The Great Race. This is a movie that definitely lives up to its title. This is a great movie. Mad Mad World, a great film. Lady Killer's great, and there's some Laurel and Hardy stuff, and then the Stan and Ollie biopic movie. Love this movie. And this is a great movie. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Love this movie. The best film in the Shrek franchise since like Shrek 2, really. I do have an unofficial release of Song of the South because Disney refuses to release it. But yeah, this one I do really like. Not as good as the first SpongeBob movie, but I still do really like that one. And I'm looking forward to the SpongeBob musical, which I'm going to see soon. Ted, the first one, yeah, I do like more than the second, yeah, but that's a very fun movie. Then some Doctor Who's, the beginning box set, and then some of the revisitation box sets with some of the stories on. Some this there, and then like the more modern series there. I do have the film Click, and then the Sandwich Man. That's an American one that I couldn't play. Then some Sergeant Bilko's, or the Phil Silvers Show. I have season 1, then this is like the best of the Sergeant Bilko show. Then this is like the 50th anniversary disc with some episodes on it. Here I do have some Star Trek stuff. Then some Ali G stuff. I do love Sacha Baron Cohen. Close Encounters, Black Sheep, another Chris Farley film with David Spade. Not as good as Tommy Boy, but I think it's pretty fun. And then I do have these 3-film collection sets. First one, yeah, you see these films. There are good films in these sets. So yeah. Then I do have this other one with this set of films. So yeah. Father Ted, great series. Men Behaving Badly. There's the Alan Partridge TV series, which I have the movie up there. Yeah, it's a great series, and I do really like that movie as well. I do have the original Likely Lads, which I showed before. I had a slip DVD of the Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads. But yeah, they're both good series. The Day to Day, then the IT Crowds. I have the whole thing, apart from the special thing they did, like The Internet Is Coming. I have seen that. It's on Netflix, but I don't own that one on DVD. But yeah, now I'll show some other things I have. I have the complete first series of this show Brass, which this is a good series. I've been watching through this, and it stars the actor Timothy West, which he's been announced to be one of the guests at the next Talking Pictures TV live show, which I've said I'm going to. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing him. That he is a very good actor in this series, and I've liked him in some other stuff I've seen him in. I do have this Will Hay collection. It's similar style to that Norman Wisdom box that I showed before, but yeah, I do really like his films. A complete series 1 of The Protectors, a pretty good series by a live action Jerry Anderson show that's not sci-fi, and it's got Robert Vaughn in it. That's cool. Got some Ricky Gervais stuff. So his stand-up science movie. That's not a Gervais thing, but yeah. Then this box set of some of the stand-up shows. there. And then last but not least, I've got all the, well, not all of them, but I've got some Frasier sets. This is a great series. I'll be interested in seeing what the reboot that's coming out will be like. Yeah, these are DVD sets, but they kind of look a bit like VHSs. This is season 1 and season 2. And this show just turned 30 recently as well, which is cool. That's season 2. There's season 3. And then this is the complete final season, which is season 11. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and tell me what you think of my collection in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching, and bye.